What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I know that it has been a while since I've uploaded my last video and I really apologize for that, but today we are out here in Redington. This video is going to be all about how to mitigate recoil in your handgun so that you can increase your speed and your accuracy. So what's up guys, we're back. We're out here at Redington, Arizona today. Hey, if you have a problem keeping the nose of your gun down while shooting at high speeds, this video is for you. So go ahead down there and hit that like button, leave me a comment, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And at the end of the video, if you have any remarks or if you have any suggestions on how to improve things, or if you have any tips that I didn't mention in this, just list them down below guys. They're there for everybody to see. It'll be a big help to all of us. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. All right guys, so the first thing that we're gonna be talking about as far as mitigating recoil, and probably the most important thing, is gonna be, number one, your grip. The point of it is to get a good, secure grip on your gun so that way it's not sliding around in your hand every time you make a shot. Some important things that you need to remember is that you gotta have a gun that fits your hand. So if you have smaller hands, you don't want a handgun with a big grip. So a really important thing to remember when purchasing a handgun is you want to hold it and make sure that it feels good in your hand, that it fits your hand good. There's a million different sizes of grips out there. A lot of gun manufacturers come with aftermarket grips or come with interchangeable grips, should I say, that are for the smaller or bigger hand people. So that's something that you need to make sure whenever you're buying a handgun, is that it fits your hand properly. So the second thing to remember about grip is you want to be able to get your hand as high up on the gun as you can. The higher you are, that means the lower the bore axis is, which means the less pop you're going to have on recoil. Number three is the texturing of the grip. So you want to get a gun that's, they make 500 different kinds of stippling on guns. Some are aggressive, some are a little bit less aggressive, some are too aggressive, but it's all just to try to open the range for people that they can appeal to. A big misconception that people have about mitigating recoil is going to be that you have to be this big strong guy and all you do is you muscle it down, but that's not true guys. I mean, there's people that are even smaller than me if you can believe it, but there's people that are even smaller than me that are extremely proficient target shooters or extremely proficient competition shooters, should I say. One of the guys are Lucas from Firearms. Not the biggest guy in the world, but the guy can drive tanks at 100 miles an hour. And we're gonna be going over a few reasons why coming up here in just a second. So the number one thing is for the gun to fit your hand, right? Number two is gonna be, you want a higher bore axis. So you wanna be able to get up higher, or a lower bore axis, should I say. You wanna be able to get up higher on the firearm. Number three is going to be the texturing of the grip. Find one that works for you. If you're a concealed carry only, you probably want something a little bit smoother that's not going to be rubbing and agitating you. If you like the competition shoot, maybe a little bit more aggressive so the gun's not sliding in your hand once your hand gets wet. You've been outside shooting all day, it's hot, you're sweaty, so you need something a little bit more aggressive. The second thing we're going to talk about is finding a grip that works for you. So a lot of people will argue back and forth what's more important, for it to be comfortable in your hands or for it to be secure in your hands. I think you need to find a good balance for both of those things. You need to find a happy medium in between that is going to allow you to get a good strong purchase on the handgun while not wearing yourself out if you're doing something like competition shooting. If you're a concealed carrier, you only use it for self-defense, I say screw comfort. That the most important thing is that you can get your gun out, you get a good purchase, and you're able to get a good sight picture as fast as possible and put rounds on target. So like I said, guys, you want to find something that's repeatable, something that you're going to be able to do over and over every time you get your gun out. Another thing that's going to increase your speed a lot and your accuracy is just simply don't think about the shot, right? So you don't have to put a lot of pressure on it. A lot of times the most problems that people are going to run into with trying to fire at high rates or trying to get accurate shots from a draw is they're anticipating the shot. They come out and then they'll tense up, and what that does is that torques your gun down. So what that's going to do is, as you squeeze the trigger, you're going to be on target, but just before the weapon goes off, it's going to pull you down and left most of the times for a right-handed shooter. If you can't get out to the range, or if you don't got the money to go shoot every weekend or whatever, I mean, I understand that. the best thing that you can do, what I've been doing a lot in the house, is a dry fire technique. So you want to make sure that your gun is clear, there's no mag in it, no round in it, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull straight out, get your sight picture, and then just focus on really slowly pulling and getting that click to surprise you. You don't ever want to anticipate it. You shouldn't be able to pinpoint exactly when it's going to happen. So the whole point really is to get your sights lined up, squeeze, and then for it to click. And be honest with yourself, guys, because if you're pulling out of your holster, coming up, and then just wanting to click as fast as you can, you're not really helping yourself out at all. So one thing that's important to remember is that the more flesh that you can get on your gun, that's a bigger friction zone. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna catch your hand more and allow that grip to do what it's designed to do, and to stay a lot flatter while you're shooting. It's gonna catch your skin and make it so that you don't have to muscle your gun down. So just to recap a few things that you wanna be thinking about as far as mitigating recoil. The first thing is how you grip it. So you wanna find a gun that fits your hand really well. Hold the gun before you buy it. If you can, go shoot it so that way you can see how it feels in your hand. Think about the stippling texture, what you're going to be using it for. Is it going to be for self-defense? Is it going to be for competition one day? Another thing to remember is don't try to mitigate recoil with muscles. Don't try to force your gun down. So we're all loaded up, we're ready to go. We got a good backdrop. We're going to be going over some drills really quick. Main thing to remember, like I was saying, get a good grip, a good repeatable grip that is kind of a good balance between comfort and function. And then just take it slow. The biggest thing is not to go too fast, because if you speed up too quickly, you're gonna ruin everything and it's gonna be a waste of time and money. So I like to do it from a draw, just to get me a little bit more effective, I guess you would say, in a real life situation, kind of mix the two drills in. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get into it. So you're gonna draw first thing, and get your grip, maintain your purchase, get your rounds on target. Today we're shooting at a clay pigeon. It's probably 40, 50 yards out. So it's not so much a quick rapid fire drill. Today we're worried about accuracy and we're worried about getting it back on target. We're also worried about being honest with ourselves. Don't try to push it and spray rounds all around it. Actually try to hit that tiny little target. The smaller your target and the further away your target is when you're doing something like this, the more precise you're gonna be at a real world situation. Also, something to remember, don't lock your elbows out. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna make all the force go all the way back through your entire body, and it's also not gonna let the gun come back. So if you're locking your elbows out like this, it's gonna stop the gun right there. You're gonna feel it in your shoulders, it's gonna push you back, and it's also gonna cause the gun to flip up. So what you wanna do is let your arms act as a suspension, like in a car. You wanna get on target, fingertip, don't anticipate the shot, shoot, and then let the gun kind of like use your arms as like a suspension, like I said, in a car. You wanna let it absorb some of that recoil. What that's gonna do is that's gonna keep your muzzle down and make it faster to get back on target. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get a few rounds of this clay pigeon. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm not gonna hit it. Like I said, it's a clay pigeon about this big at about 40, 50 yards, but that's not what we're worried about. Right now, we're worried about trying to get it as close to it as we can and taking our time on our shots. So pretty close. We're getting around the area. We're getting probably about 4 or 5 inches away from it every time, which is a good group. At about 10 yards, that would be about I'd say probably a 1-inch group, which is not bad. So if you're hitting that close, you're doing that well, feel free to speed it up just a little bit. Also, a good thing to remember, that's just practice with shooting. Whenever you hit the trigger, don't punch it, just squeeze it, and then keep it fully depressed, and then slowly let it reset. And once it resets, hit the wall again, and then squeeze all the way through the shot. That's gonna help you be more accurate at long distance. Let's go ahead and get some more rounds through it. A little bit faster now. Well, you know, he hit it. Wasn't expecting to do that. I don't know if it was a bullet or if it was some ricochet off the dirt. So just remember these tips that I've showed you guys. So to end the video, we're just gonna go ahead and do a mag dump, which there's no more left in this one. So this way we can do a quick reload drill. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, guys. Leave a comment. If you got any more tips on how to mitigate recoil, leave it down there in the comments below, guys. I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm open to compliments as always. And like always, guys, thanks for watching.